Welcome you all to this fifth lecture of the 10th week related to History of Arabic Literature, that is the course title. There are certain aspects of modern Arabic novel alongside blank verse as literary discourse in terms of contents, in terms of the vision of the role that the narrative is the literary narrative is supposed to play, or which has been in the mind of the creator, the author, the poet, the novelist. Because every piece of creation, every work, every text which is produced by the author, it is of course dictated by some circumstances, by some issues. These issues, these circumstances are given birth by the society. They are the byproduct of the society, of the norms in society, the ever-changing norms in society. And this society happens to be part of the geographic as well as historical dwellings of the humans. Humans dwell in some specific, in some geographical regions, in some in a time frame. This time frame is part of history, while the geographic, while the space, geographic space, it is the society. And a time and society, time in relation to society, or society in relation to time, has its own issues, concerns, and these issues and these concerns are, as they arise in society in relation to humans, because humans face their consequences, humans live them, humans test their nature, their sweetness, or how sour they are, or how sweet they are. They're the humans that taste it. So, in other words, it is the nature, it is the society, it is the fauna and flora, it is the geographical space in the backdrop of time that produce issues, create issues, and compel the humans to address them, to live them, to live in society with them, live these issues, address them, bear them, and have their instances as per the needs would be arising. And these roles played by the humans while facing these issues would be related to his or their to humans existence in this world. One thing that merits to be reckoned with is the fact that humans do not live in vacuum. We live in society, and the society is is a mix of population, and this population comprises of the natural part, the humans, and the actual ground, actual geographical space that happens to be the dwelling ground of the humans, of human societies. They are interconnected. They are connected to another another facet of nature, another facet of being. This being is known as nature. This is the word, this is the nature, fauna and flora, the natural resources, because humans cannot survive without the uh, without consuming the human resources. So humans to have their needs, just as any other beings, animals, fauna and flora, they have their own needs in order to survive. So in this sequence, we find that the human survival in this world is connected with other things, other beings, other facets of beings. They are animals, the animal kingdom, for example, the fauna and flora, the atmosphere, the ecosystem, all making. So here the word that is the ecosystem is significant. Ecosystem, because humans live in an environment constituted by humans, by the population, alongside the physical part of nature, the geographical space in which the geographical sources, resources are there, and humans have to coexist with them. Humans have to ascertain, have to ensure that he lives in such an environment, in such a milieu, natural milieu, in the lap of nature, with the resources, and these resources are to be used, utilized, but with a vision. This vision is that of sustainability. So this is sustainable development. So very idea of sustainable development has been of late a very a significant driving force, substantial driving force in the literary acumenship, the literary craftsmanship in all that is produced, written by the humans. So it is because of the al-ontology ash-shumuliyah, that is the comprehensive ontological perspective. Ontological comprehensive perspective means that humans do not live in this world alone. Rather, they live in relation to others, with others, and in relation to others. And all of them have to ensure that they coexist. And this idea of coexistence underlines the basis of sustainability. So the idea of sustainability in literature, and of course in fiction, because in modern times, especially in regard to Arabic, as it has been pointed out, that in the past it was said in this very well-known saying, that is Asharu Diwan al-Arab. Poetry is the anthology of, is the mirror of, is the representative, is the wholesome representative of life. It is embodiment of life. It is the sum total of life. But now it has been replaced with another saying, that is Al-Qissatu Diwan al-Arab, or Al-Riwayatu Diwan al-Arab, means the fiction, the novel, this narratology related to literature. This has replaced poetry. Now, novel has become the embodiment of the mirror of the representative of the sum total of life. So here, this actually springs from a comprehensive ontological projection, where human being, individuals of human being, human society, or one section of the living creatures is not seen in isolation of independent of the other sections. So in this universe, humans live, animals live, birds live, fish, all that kingdom, the aquatic kingdom, uh, with hundreds of thousands of species. They live this atmosphere. So the fauna and flora, without which humans cannot survive naturally. The air, the water, the air to breathe, water to drink, foods to eat. So foods and these things are ensured by nature. We do not create food out of nothing. And the things are part of nature. So here we find that we are interconnected. We are connected with the other beings, not simply the living beings, or what we call usually, what we identify usually as living beings. But of course, even the not only the animals, even the botanical kingdom, the plants, the shrubs, and all types of plants, they are also the living beings. They have life. They have their families. So, and of course, these are one of the very primary things related to uh, the plants, the plants kingdom. So here, the primary idea is that of the sustainability of being, and this sustainability of being ensures that our ontological projection of things, of existence, of nature, has to be inclusive and not exclusive. So we all live together, of course. Therefore, we all have to ensure that we preserve the resources and the nature and resources provided by nature. We should not be consuming or destroying the things more than what could be rationalized or could have been rationalized. So what is beyond rationalization or balance? So there should be balance, and this balance, when created consciously, this consciousness is the consciousness of sustainability. And fiction, of late, fiction has played a very significant role in promoting this awareness. That's why there have been some movements like the Green Movement, preserving the nature, on the line of sustainability, the idea of sustainability, utilization of natural resources, minimizing the human needs, not maximizing the human needs, avoiding excessive consumption, industrialization, and anything that is related to this. So preservation of nature. Preservation of nature means that we should not be wasting the nature. We should not be misusing the resources. We should not be commercializing the consumption, maximizing it just to for some hedonistic or materialistic goals and aims. So forests are necessary for us. There should not be deforestation. And if it is done, then it would be leading. If deforestation is done, it would be creating so many issues for the fauna and flora, for the animals. It will be leading after some time into something like desertification, because it is the balance in the domain of fauna and flora, the natural kingdom, the plants, shrubs, trees, as well as the minerals. It's the actual balance that ensures that humans are living on this globe happily, and they ensure that the future generations would not be deprived of these resources alone, rather they will be, rather humans would be ensuring that there is a continuity of human race. If there is no continuity of human race, if there are no resources, no sustainable development, it would be simply meaning that there's no continuation of human race. The second thing related to this is al-ma'rifiyya takamuliyya, the comprehensive, the holistic epistemology, the holistic concept of knowledge, the holistic theory of knowledge. So it has to be holistic. It must not be monolithic in its nature. It has to be holistic. Holistic means we will not be simply relying upon rationalization, where only the human minds would be taking the decision, would be thinking and taking the decision. Mind is a philosopher. Philosopher means rather minds are the mathematicians. They simply calculate. So 1 + 1 + 1 + 3 + 5. It is like that. Or like the simple ideas of rationalization. If A is B and B is C, therefore A is C. That's logical. There are many things in life that defy the laws of logic, of course. And humans have been given two types of two faculties. First is the faculty of reason, another is the faculty of intuition. So we have mind and we have heart. If there is no heart, if there are no emotions, if there are no passions, if there is no intuition, then there would be hardly any difference between humans and between humans and the machines. So humans would be simply machine, would be turning into machines. So the comprehensive or holistic approach towards knowledge. This, having said that, this leads to the third segment, that is Mihwariyatul Insan, the position of man in the domain of creation, in this universe. So here is, of course, the centrality of the humans. Humans stand central to this scheme of creation. And humans have to ensure this trilogy, that is the triple triple concept of continuity, triple concept of existence seen in relation to continuity, and this leads to another thing, that is sustainability. So existence, continuity, and sustainability. So reality in this sequence, reality related to the humans, our life, is to be seen in this sequence as per these three basic points. This trio, al-wujud, al-istimrariya, al-istidam, existence, continuity, and sustainability. This is actually the rule that ensures a pleasant survival of the humans, survival of the humans rather. So this leads to this fourth section, that is al-insan, al-biya, wa-tawazun al-biya, humans, environment, and the eco-balance. التوازن الديناميكي بين المدخلات من الطاقة والمادة، بين المدخلات من الطاقة والمادة وبين المخرجات منها. Or the dynamic balance between what we preserve from what we provide to the nature, the matter, and what we extract from them for our needs. So there has to be balance between them. So the formula is very simple. The idea of sustainability is related to conservation in the context of human life, and it ensures, of course, economic justice. Here we are not concerned directly with the sustainable society, and this leads to the result, that is sustainable development, and all revolve in a cosmos that is the holistic approach. So where lies the lacunae? Where is the lacunae? When this is the parameter, when this is the law, this is the secret of the continuity of life, then where lies the lacunae? Where from do we get troubles? The troubles start to appear in relation to humans and environment. So we have the humans, we have the environment. Associated to the humans is selfishness, أنانية. الأنانية يعني مربوطة بالإنسان الأنانية. الإنسان عندما يتظاهر بالأنانية، يمارس الأنانية تجاه الاستهلاك، تجاه استهلاك الموارد، يعني هناك تفجر للشهوات الاستهلاكية. There's explosion of the consumerism towards fulfilling the desires, excessive desires, the desire to have more and more and more, even if there is no need. As it has been well said that nature has the resources to feed the entire humanity, but not the greed of a single person, of a single individual. So when there is this explosion, this leads to the absence of dialogue, both in qualitative as well as quantitative perspectives. This absence of dialogue between humans and nature, coupled with the absence of balance, and leading to the absence of the harmony in life, in society, in this world. And the result is enmity, disasters, troubles seen everywhere. If this is to be measured in the context of the things, the needs and necessities of the humans, like public health, our health system. So our health gets disturbed, it gets disbalanced when there is this disharmony between humans and the nature. So leading to so many things. When there are so many things, like the disturbance of the ecosystem, the changes in the fauna and flora, the environment, the climate change, and climate change in modern times is a well-known facet. It's observable. The thinning of the ozone، استنفاد طبقة الأوزون، the lack of decrease or something like lack or decrease of the diversity of biodiversity, lack of or the decreasing amount of water and its availability. Then of course we'll be having other issues related to that core issue. where there will be imbalance in human life, imbalance in society, imbalance in availability of the natural resources. So it will be leading to migrations, to displacements, migrations. And when intervened by politics, by the political system, then of course it will be leading to wars, to strifes, and these things are they don't need any excessive evidences or rationalizing or much rational thinking or empirical evidence. They are very clear. So all these will be related to by one way or the other. They are related to that imbalance in the very criteria, in the very law of the sustainability of life involving humans and nature. Well, summing up this topic, this idea of sustainability, which has been propounded by, which has found a very significant stage, a forum, very significant forum in the narratology, in fiction, in poetry, in the domain of literature. Because in modern times, literature doesn't stand in isolation of human life and its issues. They are interwoven. Human life, issues, and literature are interwoven with each other. So, literature cannot ignore these issues. No more can ignore. Gone are the days. Where are the days when literature, when language simply being an icon of, like an elitist icon of society, idealistic in all the idealistic projections, as we have seen that, discussed that. Gone are the days, these days. Now literature, language, literary discourse, poetry, fiction, drama, even political economy, they are given birth, they are guided by what humans find, what we find actually in society, in life. So these things are not fictitious. They are not simply by product of our imagination. This idea was given birth in the domain of a novel by Rachel Carson in the year 1962 with the title that is The Silent Spring. The Silent Spring. At the same time, in 1965, Ralph Nader had uh, refuted had actually stood against some industrialization policies of West, chiefly that of the General Motors, alongside his vehement opposition to the expansion of the nukes, the nuclear energy, nuclear powers, way back in 1969, were under the title that is the nukes under hot water. This led to several mass demonstrations and showing clear awareness among the masses related to the issues of environment and or environmental consciousness and environmental awareness, leading to 22 April 1970 and 1971 as two national days 2 national days for environment days. In 1969, there have been Friends of Earth organization. So Friends of Earth organization, alongside in 1949, the United Nations holding the first International Academic Congress for preservation of natural resources and their utilization in a proper, in a balanced manner. These events had followed alongside many other organizations taking interest in holding congresses, international congresses, like the International Congress held in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, alongside many events which we find in which we are aware of. So then, what is the consciousness that is, or the mission of consciousness that is undertaken by the ecological balance consciousness, ecological balance mission? It is first to preserve the environment from the pollution and decay. Pollution and decay have become the hallmark of environment in modern times. Approximately every big city in all parts of the world, especially in the third world countries, of course, we can have, and of course we have our own share. India has its own share. Just take into account the levels of pollution in the metropolitan cities, in Delhi, in Bombay, in Calcutta, in Chennai, in other places. Even in smaller cities, smaller towns have been victimized, have been victim to pollution, excessive pollution. And this pollution is coupled with so many other issues, having the tolls, and humans have to pay the price in terms of ailments, in terms of poverty, in terms of so many other issues. So this also creates the environmental awareness at the level of planning, different levels of planning. So the policymakers, the planners, the city planners, the policymakers, they have to be aware of these things. Alongside revisiting our ways and means and customs, the way we utilize, we misuse the natural resources, losing the very sense of balance, maintaining balance and preferences. We have lost this sense of preferences. What is first? What should come first? We have lost the consciousness. We no more are aware of this because we have been driven by excessive greed, by the consumerist, hedonistic compulsions towards fulfilling our needs. So it's not simply the fulfilling of the needs, rather catering to the greeds, addressing the greeds, and that actually constitutes the core issue. So the comprehensiveness here in this sequence, we'll be finding that comprehensiveness actually plays the role. The idea of comprehensiveness, which I have discussed over here as Mu'addal at-Takamuliyya. Coming to the last segment of this, that is that in order to illustrate what are the books, what are the sources that have addressed these issues of sustainability in the domain of literature. So it is Himayatul Bi'a fil Fikr al-Islami by Muhammad Yunus, Islam and Sustainable Development, Al-Islam wa Tanmiyya al-Mustadama, Ta'asil fi Dawi al-Fiqh wa Usulihi, Mustafa Atiyya Jum'a, Al-Islam wa Tanmiyya al-Ijtima'iyya, Muhammad Dr. Muhsin Abdul Hamid, Al-Bi'a wa Tanmiyya al-Mustadama, by Hassan Shahata and Muhammad Hassan Awad. حوار حول هدى الإسلام هدي الإسلامي في التنمية المستدامة. مقدمة في النهوض الحضاري والتنمية المستدامة. حماية البيئة في الفكر الإسلامي. Preservation of environment in Islamic thought. And some of the congresses I have referred to. Islam and ecology. Islam and ecology again. The third one. Dean Green, What Islam Teaches About Protecting the Planet. Ibrahim Abdul Mateen. The Environmental Dimensions of Islam. Islam and the Environment. مادة البقاء في إصلاح فساد الهواء والتحرز من ضرر الأوباء by Muhammad ibn Ahmad al-Tamimi. Of course, this is among the classics. It's a significant example of the awareness of humans' awarenessness towards environment as we find during the Middle Ages. So again, this is not something totally new. So this our sensitivity towards or Letitia's sensitivity towards environment and environmentalism, the very idea of environmentalism can be seen as part of the dialogue that is found, that exists between the present and past, chiefly in this sequence. Then eco-criticism, with so many books written in Arabic, like الفلسفة البيئية, نظريات النقد الأدبي في مرحلة ما بعد الإحداثة, القانون البيئي, مدخل في نظرية النقد الثقافي المقارن إلى الوراء في نقد اتجاهات التقدم, eco-critical analysis in environmental novels of Kingsolver and Ozeki, eco-criticism, Craig Girard, ecological criticism for our times, and many other books will be having in this sequence, having the title of eco-criticism and post-colonial eco-criticism, new international voices in eco-criticism and the contemporary British novel, that's eco-criticism, and so many other things. In Arabic, we'll be having stalwarts in fiction like Abdurrahman Munif, in his novels, the foremost novels like Ard al-Sawad, and Mudun al-Milh, Ard al-Sawad in 3 volumes, and Mudun al-Milh in 5 volumes, the biggest novel ever written. It's again creates this that sort of awareness. Among others, we'll be having like Ibrahim al-Kuni in his At-Tibr, Nazif al-Hajar, alongside Nazif al-Hajar, Siratul Arayan, Ardul Kharaba by Abdul Jawad Khafaji, and others. So to conclude this, it is here it is the same. ثمة ثلاثة لا مناص منها. There are three things which we cannot escape. خفض الحرب إلى أدنى حد. We have to minimize the scale of war. Means we have to ensure that there is no war or less war. إقرار سكان العادة على مستوى مقبول. We have to ensure that humans live on the earth in a balanced way, on a level which is justified, which is acceptable. منع التدمير المضطرد لمواد الأرض التي لا تعوض. And we must ensure that there is no devastation of the natural resources given by nature, by earth, which would be irreparable. If the damages are done, it will be irreparable. So with this, we simply can conclude that this has been one of the hallmarks of the awareness, the levels of awareness, which has been embarked upon by the narratology, modern narratology, in Arabic as well as in other languages. Here we have been concerned with Arabic in the domain of fiction. With this, we conclude this lecture. Thank you very much.